TV and movie kisses can be the mark of ultimate chemistry, but sometimes they were never supposed to happen. Like awesome action scenes, moments where primary characters kiss can be the ultimate climax in a storyline. As the plot builds up and character chemistry reaches a boil, the kiss can be the release the audience desires. Kissing scenes can be the most important part of the story they're trying to tell, but sometimes they're not even originally in the story at all. In this video, we'll be looking at some of the most iconic kissing scenes that were never meant to be. From ultimate moments of improvisation and spontaneity, to secret crushes coming to a head, to using a kiss to get out of forgetting your lines. We will look into some of the most exciting on-screen kisses, and some of the most uncomfortable. Get ready to enter the kissing booth. Edge of Tomorrow stands as one of the most complex sci-fi movies of recent times, and was a surprise smash hit upon its release in 2014. This is down in part to its lead stars, Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, whose on-screen chemistry shone throughout. The character's romantic arc was always intended to culminate with a kiss, but the team behind the film struggled to find a natural time for the scene to occur, so the writers decided to cut the scene entirely as they couldn't find an organic way to inseminate the kiss. But sometimes, the actors can see an opportunity that might be lost to the writers, something which happened with Emily Blunt. As her character, Rita, says her final goodbye to Cruise's cage, she leans in and goes for a kiss, stunning everyone, including Cruise himself. When asked about the kiss, Blunt said it just felt right, and decided to go for it, and it does feel very natural in the moment. The filmmakers were shocked by the kiss, but decided to keep it in, even though they may feel somewhat obsolete as they couldn't work out how to put the kiss in. But Blunt did. And I bet her husband, John Krasinski, was super happy about that. Tom Cruise isn't just the spontaneous kissee, he is also the spontaneous kisser. But it's not just because he thought the moment was right, it's because he forgot his lines. One of the most iconic scenes from Top Gun, other than the shirtless volleyball scene of course, is the moment that Maverick and Charlie finally kiss. But that moment wasn't actually intended. Of course, the studio did intend for there to be a kissing moment, but as Charlie tells Maverick that she wants to keep her feelings for him a secret, Cruise forgets his lines and goes in for the kiss. In the scene, you can actually see Cruise fumbling for his lines in his head before thinking, screw it, and going in for the kiss. Actor Kelly McGillis was taken aback by the kiss, as there was intended to be further dialogue, and you can briefly see her shock at what's happening, but then going for the moment. The kiss worked perfectly for the scene, and this potential blooper ended up making the final cut and going down as an iconic scene, along with good old shirtless volleyball. Nothing says romance more than a genetically engineered dinosaur wreaking havoc throughout a dinosaur theme park, causing guests to run and flee for their lives. Am I right? That's my first date choice. Well, it seems actor Chris Pratt and director Colin Trevorrow both thought that this scene in Jurassic World was the perfect timing for Pratt's character Owen and bride Dallas Howard's Claire to break through the palpable sexual tension. And finally, lock lips. On the final day of shooting Jurassic World, the crew had just filmed the scene following the guidelines of the initial script, which featured no kiss. But Trevorrow wanted to mix it up a little bit. He reportedly secretly told Pratt to surprise and kiss Howard during the scene, and that's exactly what he did, making Howard's shock reaction completely real. While it is a weird point to film their first kiss scene, it ended up making the final cut and reminds us to keep an eye on Chris Pratt when he's around dinosaurs. The Last Jedi is a certified trigger title amongst Star Wars fans, with it serving as one of the most controversial movies not only in the franchise, but of all time, with a huge divide between fan reviews and critical acclaim. Love it or hate it, Last Jedi will always play a huge part in Star Wars culture as, spoilers, Luke ends up dying, using all of his Force power to battle his nephew Kylo Ren and save the Resistance fighters. Even though there may be a lot of haters of this movie, it's hard to find anyone who didn't feel at least a slight tug at the heartstrings as Luke and Leia have their final interaction and say their goodbyes. But the tender kiss that Luke gives Leia on the forehead, which is certainly less weird than their first kiss in A New Hope, and that kiss from Empire Strikes Back, their kiss in The Last Jedi follows the line, "No one's ever really gone," and was apparently completely improvised. Hamill felt like it was right in the moment, saying goodbye to a dear and cherished friend. What makes this moment even more emotional is Carrie Fisher's passing shortly after, making this a fitting goodbye between two people whose lives will forever be intertwined. While Luke and Leia's final kiss goodbye was a well-received moment, one certain kiss in Stranger Things was not, and it wasn't helped by the behind-the-scenes news that emerged surrounding it. Fans were quickly irked by the kiss scene between Max and Lucas in Stranger Things, with many fans outraged that it wasn't fan favorite Dustin that was the partaker in the kiss instead of Lucas. But everyone was left feeling uncomfortable when the news emerged that Sadie Sink, who plays Max, didn't want to do it. Originally, the kiss was not part of the script, but co-creator Ross Duffer brought up the idea as a joke to tease Sink, with her extremely nervous about the kiss. In fact, Sink was so freaked out by the idea that this spurred Duffer on even further and decided to go ahead with the idea. What doesn't help matters is the fact that this was reportedly Sink's first ever kiss, and she had to do it in front of the whole cast and crew as well as however many millions of viewers at home. Makes for a game of spin the bottle look pale in comparison. Sink has since said that she was never forced or pressured into doing the scene, but it has left fans and non-fans alike feeling very uncomfortable about the situation. Everyone has at least one celebrity crush. I got Chris Hemsworth. What? At least one celebrity that will always make it on our exception list we have with our partners or spouse or alone in our rooms. What? But it isn't just mere mortals that this applies to, with some celebrities having crushes on other celebrities. Take, for instance, Woody Harrelson and Elizabeth Banks. Harrelson admitted he had a crush on his Hunger Games co-star, complimenting her personality and beauty. So when he had a chance to kiss his crush, he took it. In Mockingjay Part 2, we see Harrelson and Banks kissing in a surprise intimate moment. And while this may have seemed like a cliche, the two characters at odds against each other have underlying feelings for one another that is replicated in their rivalry. It was never in the script and the filmmakers didn't see it coming. Not only did Banks reciprocate the kiss, keeping in character the whole time, but there were rumors that she even tried to prolong the moment. What brings people together more than teenagers killing each other for sport? Huh? Nothing. Well, maybe tons of things. Sofia Coppola's Lost in Translation has one of the most beautiful yet frustrating open endings. As Bill Murray's Bob leans into Scarlett Johansson's Charlotte, he whispers something inaudible into her ear. Until this day, we don't know what he said. Rumors have roared as to what is actually said in the moment, but Coppola has poured water onto the fire as to there being any significance to that scene and that it was unintentionally left open. What was also unintentional was the kiss between the two characters, and it was not in the original script, with Murray believing that the kiss was right in the moment. Murray had a lot of free reign in the movie and improvised a lot, with the only direction during the sushi scene being make Charlotte laugh, and the kiss seemed to just add another layer to Bill Murray's improv genius. Before it ended, the internet was awash with fan theories, and sometimes they were right on the money. One of the times fans called it correctly was the relationship between Yara Greyjoy and Ilaria Sand. In a scene between the two, before being attacked by the Iron Fleet, Yara and Ilaria engage in flirtatious banter. But it was originally just meant to end there. However, the actors had different ideas, with the two going in for the kiss. In an interview, Gemma Whalen, who played Yara, said it was something the characters would do and felt natural for them to do it, and the showrunners agreed putting the kiss in there. The only issue was that during filming, Whalen injured her back and had to be replaced by a stunt double, meaning that Ilaria actress Indriya Varma had to kiss Whalen's stunt double too. While most spontaneous kisses are well received, if not encouraged, by the studios, that's not always the case, but sometimes you just can't hold back a bromance. The bromance between Schmidt, played by Max Greenfield, and Nick, played by Jake Johnson, is one of the best aspects of New Girl, with the lovable duo constantly riffing off one another. And throughout the show's run, they were never shy of expressing their affection for one another with a kiss. But initially, this wasn't part of their relationship, so when Greenfield spontaneously kissed Johnson in season 1, not only were the studios surprised by it, but they also discouraged it. However, Greenfield just kept going for it, with numerous takes of him giving Johnson a big old kiss. Finally, the studio caved and left the kiss in there, and the audiences loved it so much it actually became a part of their character dynamic. Because who doesn't love a good bromance, am I right, Chris Hemsworth? Call me. Of course, we saved the cringiest and most awkward on-screen kiss till the very end, and as you may have guessed, it comes from one of the biggest cringe comedies out there, The Office. Steve Carell has had us in stitches for decades, but he is probably best known for his role as Michael Scott in The Office. Never afraid to be himself and to break the boundaries of typical office relationships, Michael had us wincing with awkwardness to crying with laughter until eventually his early departure. One of these times came during the episode when his fellow workmate, Oscar, opens up that he is gay. throughout the episode, Michael is trying to show everyone how open and accepting he is, which, as you imagine, horrendously backfires. But in a moment of unscripted hilarity, Steve Carell gave Oscar, played by Oscar Nunez, one of the best worst on-screen kisses. I mean, there was tension between them, but not that kind of tension, and the script was meant to just be a hug, but the horrendously weird kiss was just so much better, and the way the two actors rolled with it was brilliant. And that's it. So what was your favorite unscripted kissing scene? What is your favorite kissing scene in general? Did any of them make you cringe? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more interesting content.